Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, or if you follow along on any of my other social media platforms, I'm sure you already know, but I'm a full-time student at the University of Toronto living in downtown Toronto, and you may or may not know, but Toronto has been consistently ranked the most expensive city to live in all of Canada. So I thought it'd be interesting to see just how much I spend to fund my lifestyle, from like living expenses to eating out to shopping, and all just like the little things that I don't necessarily take into account every single day or I'm not just constantly thinking about. This month is exceptionally expensive between my boyfriend's birthday at the end of the month and then the Sephora sale as well, but I've been saving up in anticipation for this, and if you guys like these kind of videos, let me know and I'll definitely do a couple more just so it's like, you know, not just my most expensive month kind of thing. Anyway, just for reference, I am a full-time university student right now, so I don't really work that much. I do content creation, as you can probably tell, and I don't know if I really consider it a job, but that is definitely where most of my all my income comes from, unless it's like savings and stuff like that. Anyway, for the month of April, I decided to keep track of all my expenses in my notes app, and then at the end of each week, I'm gonna do a weekly recap of everything I spend in the week, and then a big monthly summary of absolutely every little thing I spend at the end of the video. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my vlogs or videos, but with that being said, let's get started. Okay, it is the end of week one, so it's time for our first check-in. Once again, this month and this week in particular is just gonna be super expensive because it's Malcolm's birthday month, and I decided to surprise him with a trip to San Diego and Vancouver for his birthday. So not only are flights really expensive as is, but I'm paying for two people, and we're going from Toronto to San Diego to Vancouver, Vancouver to Toronto. So in total, that's 6 flights I'm paying for. So the total is $1,838.71. So if you divide it by the 6 flights, that's like what, just over $300 a flight, which isn't too bad in my opinion. But again, this is for his birthday, so in my mind it's like kind of justifiable. Anyways, after that, then the rest of the day was pretty much free for me because it was Saturday date night, and we take turns planning date nights. So I had 2 Saturdays ago, and then Malcolm had this previous Saturday, so I didn't have to pay for any of it, but I do pay for like alternating weeks obviously. Anyways, he planned a perfume making class for us, and then we head to dinner and took an Uber, so all of that was free for me. I just paid for ice cream. We ended up splitting one, so that was $5.50, which means our total for day one is already more than $1,500, which is really high, but again, it's kind of like a single expense for his birthday. Anyways, April 2nd, I didn't really spend much the entire day, except I TTC'd to an event I had for L'Oreal. They're just launching their new hair dyes and they invited me to an event, so obviously I went, which meant that everything at the event was free for me. I just TTC'd there for $3.35, and then because it was late, I decided to Uber home for $12.89. And then when I got home, Malcolm was right, I was gonna be hungry, so he ordered us some tacos. Then April 3rd, I started the day off at Swen Tonic, and a drop-in class is $33.90. I decided not to do a membership this month because we have exams at the end of this month and we're just gonna be a little bit busy, so I didn't think I'd get much use out of a membership, so I'm just gonna be doing drop-in for now. But yeah, that was $33.90, and then afterwards I just picked up an acai bowl from their cafe upstairs for $16.10, which is really expensive for an acai bowl, but it was convenient and I decided to treat myself. Anyways, that night we got some more ice cream for $11.01. We just go to this ice cream place that's really close to me, and they switch their flavors every 2 weeks, so we're going quite often just to, you know, try the new flavors, and because it's really convenient and good. Next day, did not spend any money at all. We just had Tokyo Kitchen, but Malcolm paid for that. And then April 5th, I took the TTC for $3.35, and then we went to the cafe just by Malcolm's place called Le Genie Cafe, I think it's called. That was $23.23. We just picked up a couple things for like breakfast and stuff like that. Anyways, then we got some groceries for $127. That was definitely my big grocery haul for the entire week, so it was a little bit more pricey, but that's kind of all the groceries I bought for the entire week. Anyways, April 6th, started the day at Bulk Barn, picked up a bunch of stuff, Easter eggs and stuff like that, and stuff to put in it because Malcolm loves his chocolate, and honestly, who doesn't like an Easter egg hunt, you know? So I just picked some stuff up for that. So that was $38.96. Malcolm paid for bubble tea, and then we did date night not on a Saturday this week because the timing just worked out a little bit better. And even better, the whole night was free, or actually part of the night was free because I was doing a collab with the brand called Candle. We've been to them before and it was just so much fun, so we went back again. This time it was free, but it would have been $248.60. Pretty much the whole experience is making your own candle, so we got to pick out scents and everything, mix it all up and pour it all in and stuff like that. So much fun. And then they also surprised us with a charcuterie board, which was also free for me, but it was so good. Obviously, we were a little bit hungry at the end of it because it was just like a snack kind of thing, not a whole meal. So we went to Italy for dinner and just got a quick bite for $56.17. And then I'm not sure if you've seen the video already. It's called Alone But Not Lonely, I think. I posted it a couple weeks ago. But I pretty much just decided to spend the entire day by myself and learning to just, you know, spend time by myself. So I started the day off at Sweat and Tonic for a drop-in class. Again, that's $33.90. And then I head to Italy to pick up some breakfast, journal, and just kind of like people watch and hang out and stuff like that. So that was $6.67 and another $6.67, one for a juice and then one for a sandwich. And then I head to the AGO, which is just like a museum or like an art gallery in Toronto. I didn't realize they have like a student discount, so I ended up paying $33.90, which I'm not really complaining about. But yeah, now I know, and I will not be paying anymore because students get in for free. Anyways, after that, I did some more journaling in the park, and then I head back to my place and then just picked up some kimbap from H Mart for $11.39 as a quick little afternoon snack because I didn't really eat too much lunch and only had like a sandwich for breakfast. Anyways, that brings the grand total for week 1 to $2,135.70, which again is super expensive. Definitely not like a normal week. That's normally what I spent in like a whole month. But I did book our flights on literally the first day of the month, so that's like Malcolm's birthday gift and just like a fun trip for us to go on. But yeah, that is the end of week 1. I'll check back in for week 2. It is the end of week 2, which means it's time for the weekly summary. This week definitely wasn't as bad as the first week, but I still made a really big purchase at the end of the week, which really like drove up the total. Anyway, starting with April 8th, we headed to McDonald's to make root beer floats. I discovered this last summer and we've kind of just been like hooked on it and making it every once in a while. So that was $12.95. And then the following day we ordered Thai food for dinner because we had finals and we were just studying and stuff like that. So that was $38.13. Just as a reminder, most of the time that I order food or I go eat out, it is for 2 people, so that's why the total may seem a little bit high. Anyway, April 10th, we had our exams, so we kind of just chilled and didn't really do anything, just ate the food that we had at home. April 11th, we started the day off at Cafe Landwehr for brunch. We both ordered our regular kind of meal, but we also both got milkshakes, so that was $70.40 after tip and tax. And then we shot some content, and then while we were in Yorkville, I decided to pick up some groceries. Went to Whole Foods, picked up some produce and stuff like that for $29.50. And then in Yorkville, again, we had real fruit, like just bubble tea. That was $18.67. The following day, April 12th, Malcolm paid for Starbucks, so that was free for me. And then that night we had tacos and churros. I paid for the tacos, so that was $39.59 after tip and tax. Then Malcolm paid for the churros. Following day, I decided that I wanted a new pair of sneakers, so I bought myself a pair of New Balance 550s, but I had to buy it off the American website because they were sold out of my size in the Canadian website. So that was $136.62. They're getting shipped to Malcolm's Lake House, so I'm gonna pick that up next time we're in Vancouver. And then that afternoon we head to Neo Coffee to do some studying. Malcolm got, I think, a mocha, and then I got a pastry of some sort or a cheesecake. That was $13.79. And then we went out for dinner with one of my friends. So split by 3, and then me covering 2 portions of it was $66.66. Following day, April 14th, Malcolm paid for pastries at La Genie as well as for lunch, which I just had a poke bowl. And then I headed to Bulk Barn after to pick up some flour because I wanted to make some more bread. That was $20.79. And then this is where the big total really comes from. I ended up shopping at the Sephora sale because it just started. I am a VIB Rouge member or whatever it's called. So it is 20% off, and this is the only time that I shop. So I kind of just let myself get like pretty much everything I'll need for the next like 6 months until the next sale. But it was $649.43. Again, I just picked up some like staples as well as a couple new products I want to try or heard really good reviews about. But yeah, I just refuse to pay full price for already really expensive products. I know not everyone agrees with that, but that's just what I do. So I wait till twice a year to get the 20% off and then just literally stock up on everything. I'm also very grateful that I get sent a lot of PR, so I don't generally have to shop for skincare or makeup unless it's something that I really want. Sometimes if I'm lucky, companies will just send it to me, which I am so grateful for. Never could imagine that this would be my life, but again, just so grateful for that. That's my first part of the order. I think I might end up doing a little bit more shopping, but anyways, that is the end of week 2. The grand total for that is $196 and no, not $109. $1,096.53. Again, the big total is really just from the Sephora sale. Besides that though, it's just like eating out and stuff. But yeah, not a terrible week, but also not a great week. I think I'm gonna try a little bit harder for next week, kind of ease my spending because it is the last week before we head on our trip. But yeah, hi again, it's the end of week 3, so it is time for our summary. Honestly, this week, by far, easily my best week yet. Kept it like, I think under $500, which pretty good for me, I'm not gonna lie. Again, other weeks have just been like an accumulation of just really big purchases, so this week didn't have any of that. Anyways, starting off strong, April 15th, I headed to Pacific Center and decided to take the TTC, which was $3.35 just to get there quickly and so I could take it back as well. But I just had to go to Levi's to do a quick exchange for a collab I'm doing with them, so that was all free. And then we had to go shoot content, but I had to Italy first because it was super hot that day. So we got drinks, Malcolm paid for that, as well as he bought some groceries for himself, so those were both free. But then I decided to go to Nordstrom's because they're having their like Canada closing or something like that, so they have some discounts and stuff like that. Honestly, not the best discounts in the world, but a discount's a discount, so I'll take it. I thought I was gonna spend a lot more. Luckily I was in a bit of a rush, so I just didn't. But I did get a pair of shoes. I forget the original price, but I believe it's like 20% off or 25% off, but the total after the discounts and after tax was $154.65. Again, not too bad for shoes. I also just don't have that many sandals. My feet also aren't growing, so honestly, like, it was a good purchase in my opinion. April 16th was the day that the Love is Blind reunion came out. We thought it was gonna come out an hour before it actually did. Actually 2 hours before it actually did because there was a delay. So we were a bit rushed. So since we decided that we were making baos for dinner, I thought we were in a rush. So I decided I'd stay home and make the dough since it needed to rest for a little bit while he picked up some groceries, so that was free. And then that night we decided to also get ice cream because new flavors had come out that we hadn't tried. So that was $11.01. And then the following day, April 17th, we were filming a video for my YouTube channel. So I TTC'd down to his place for $3.35 and then picked up just some other like miscellaneous groceries that we needed for this video. I also brought a bunch of stuff from my place, so we didn't end up needing to actually buy that much stuff. So that was $23.37. And then the next day we TTC'd back to my place for $3.35. Head to Sephora because I just need to exchange something. So that was free for me, obviously. And then Chick-fil-A, we just picked up some lunch and that was $29.73. And then the following day, April 19th, we head to Shoppers because we were planning to make chicken corn soup for dinner. So we just need to get some chicken as well as this brow product that I've been really wanting to try. So that was $22.15. We didn't even actually end up making chicken corn soup. That's fine, we'll make that another day. And then I also ended up just picking up a bunch of little things like hand soap and other skincare and stuff like that. So that was $53.68. Following day, Chick-fil-A again. We really like our Chick-fil-A, but this one was just a snack. So that was $18.37. And then April 21st, since he stayed at his place last night, he was gonna pick up some pastries and just some like drinks for us for brunch or breakfast, but they ended up being sold out, so he still picked up drinks for us. And then he went to like this, I forget, it's like a Chinese kind of dumpling place near my place. Anyway, picked up some noodles as well as some dumplings. And then while I was doing some editing and stuff like that, he picked us up some Starbucks, which was really sweet. He also remembered to get me oat milk because I am lactose intolerant. Fun fact. And then for dinner that night, I was busy doing some editing, so he ordered some tacos. So yeah, April 21st, I didn't spend any money, which means the grand total for our third week is $323.01. Again, not bad at all. This is a really, really good week for me. It also wasn't my week to plan date night, which means my total wasn't very high. And also I've been trying to use the TTC a little bit more instead of Ubering. Even though Ubering to and from like our places is only like $12, it definitely does add up. So I don't think I even Ubered this week at all, but I did take this TTC a couple times. Anyway, but that is the end of week 3. Next week will be a little bit more just because I'll probably get a couple things before our trip, and then we're leaving for his birthday surprise trip, so obviously a lot of that will be on me, like Uber and stuff like that. So the total will definitely add up there, but I've budgeted for it. It's completely okay and I'm super excited to take him on this trip. But yeah, that is the end of week 3. It's April 28th, which means it is almost the end of week 4 and almost the end of the whole month. And I know I'm off by I think one day. I think tomorrow would be technically the end of week 4, but I decided I'm gonna film it today since we are leaving first thing tomorrow morning. Our flight is at like 9 a.m. and then we'll be with our friends for the entire weekend, so I just don't want to be filming then. I will do like a full recap by the time I get back to Vancouver. Malcolm doesn't even know where we're going or that we're going to Vancouver, but yeah, that's kind of irrelevant. Anyways, I'll film the rest of the week as well as a full monthly breakdown including like rent and all that kind of stuff. in Vancouver at the very end of the month. But we're gonna start off on April 22nd. Every Saturday we rotate planning like date night, and it was his night to plan date night. So pretty much the whole entire day was free. I did pay for breakfast or brunch. We just head down to Le Genie Cafe again, and then that was $16.24. We honestly go there very often, but it's super easy, super quick. And then he ordered me an Uber home. His justification was that it was date night, and obviously I was super grateful for that. And then he came over a little bit later and brought me flowers. I was gonna buy some new ones for myself just to replace the ones that were already there that he got me, but he picked me up flowers for his Saturday date night, so obviously I didn't have to buy myself any flowers. And then he paid for the Uber for dinner, and then he also paid for dinner as well. Black and Blue just opened up a restaurant in Toronto. I've gone quite a few times in Vancouver, but we wanted to give this one a try. Ended up being really good as well. We shared the beef Wellington. Anyways, Uber home he paid for. Again, not every Saturday he pays for everything. We rotate back and forth paying, but this is just his week, and this week would technically be mine, but I guess his big date night is I'm literally flying him somewhere for his birthday. Anyways, April 23rd, really didn't spend much money. I just took the TTC from my place down to Eden Center because I had an influencer event at Lush, so everything there was free. Admission would normally be about $25, I think, but they invited me, so it was free. And then I ended up spending $5.65 on top of everything they gave me to buy like a little tin kind of thing. But technically, I don't know if that counts because they gave me a gift card. So I was using the gift card, but I didn't even spend money to buy the gift card in the first place. Anyways, moving on to April 24th, we were pretty busy studying, so on the way back from his, we ended up just picking up some Thai food. I paid for that, so that was $51.46 after tip and tax. And then that night we went to go get some ice cream just at the regular place we always go to. He did pay for that though. And then next day, April 25th, we literally just studied the entire day and then ended up writing our exam, but we did end pretty late, so we took an Uber home for $12.64. I will say though, we definitely have been getting a lot better at not Ubering everywhere, probably because of weather, but also just being like more money conscious. Anyways, and then we had dinner. We just ordered takeout from Tokyo Kitchen and he paid for that. Following day, we were gonna go donate blood, or we did go donate blood, but we were a little bit early, so we stopped by Italy Cafe just to pick up some breakfast and like some coffee and stuff like that. So that was $31.27, which I thought was quite expensive. I mean, we only got like 4 things total, but I personally thought it was really expensive. Very good, but really expensive. And then I took the TTC down to Queen Street because I had another event to go to. I guess this one was less so of an event and more so of like a service, because the Tox Toronto invited me to do a lymphatic drainage, which was so good. It is quite expensive though. I didn't have to pay for it, thankfully, but I think if I were to pay for it, it's about $300 before tip and tax. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's around that. So they paid for the service. I did end up tipping though, so I tipped $35 because they had a promo going on, so I think this is already like 15 to 18%, which is I think pretty standard. I don't really know. April 27th, did not spend a single dollar. I think this is like the first day that neither of us spent any money. Anyways, moving on, April 28th, so that's today. Again, cutting off the week a little bit early, but again, we're gonna be busy tomorrow. But we wrote our last final exam this morning, and then after that, I had to go get a necklace repaired that he bought me for Christmas. It's a really expensive necklace to begin with, and I've had it for like only a few months, so I'm really surprised it broke. And then they want to charge me so much money to get it fixed, so I just went to a local jeweler to get it repaired, and that's $30. And then for tomorrow's trip, I ended up buying check-in luggage for our first leg of the flight, and then I'll have to pay for it a couple more times. But anyways, that was $31.62. And then yeah, that's where we're at so far. But as I've been mentioning, we're going away for his birthday, so I obviously want to celebrate with his like Toronto friends. So I made us reservations at Miku. His friends are going to meet us there. He doesn't know they're going to be there yet, but we're going to meet them there a little bit later. But I plan on paying for everything. Fingers crossed he lets me. I told him I'm paying for everything. Sometimes it just doesn't work out though. Anyways, so the Uber there is probably gonna be about $15 to $20. I'll insert all the actual prices on the screen, but this is just like an estimate for now. But yeah, Uber I'm assuming is $15 to $20. Dinner I'm assuming $200 or just above $200, because I think that's what it was last time. I don't know what we're gonna order this time though. But yeah, I'll obviously be paying for him and myself, not for like the rest of everyone else. But yeah, that should be around $200 for both of us. And then the Uber back to his place will probably be about, again, $15 to $20. And then the Uber from his to my place will be around $10. So yeah, the final recap for pretty much week 4 is $465.58 if you're including dinner and stuff tonight that I obviously haven't spent money on yet. But yeah, honestly, besides dinner tonight, not a bad week at all. Would have been around $265, which pretty good. But yeah, that is the end of week 4. I'll do one more update, and yeah,
Okay, I was planning on waiting until I felt fully better before filming this, but apparently I'm just not gonna get better because I've been sick for quite some time now and I'm just still not feeling great, so that's why I sound and look like this. But anyways, it's time for the final recap of the last couple days in San Diego, so the last 2 days of April, as well as all the other little fees and stuff like that. Yeah, starting on April 29th, we Ubered to the airport, which was $52.82, which isn't too bad, but obviously isn't great either. We could have taken the TTC or the, like, I don't know, the transit system or whatever, but it was pretty early in the morning and we were both really tired, so we just decided to Uber. But then at the airport we got some breakfast, or I got some breakfast and then he just got a coffee. But that was $31.80. And then I ran out of hand sanitizer, so I just went to Sephora to pick up, like, I think it's called Touchland, but I absolutely love their hand sanitizer and it's so hard to find in Canada. So anyways, I got one for $14.44 Canadian. And then for dinner, we went out to this little Italian restaurant. It was so good. Dinner in USD was $112.63, or Canadian was like $152. But yeah, April 30th, which was his birthday, we started the morning off getting some coffee at this place called Phil's Coffee. I've heard so much about it and I've heard so many people really like it, but I personally did not like it. Anyways, it was $32.03 because we got, I think, 3 or 4 coffees for a couple of our friends and then him and I, obviously. But yeah, $32.03 or $43.23 Canadian. And then later that afternoon we went and got some bubble tea for $13.05 American, or $17.61 Canadian. And then I made a kind of terrible decision. Actually, no, I don't regret it. But like I was saying, Touchland's kind of hard to find in Canada. So I found this place that sold like a bunch of them. I ended up buying 9 and then packing some to take home, but that ended up being $121 Canadian, which I know is a lot for hand sanitizer, but I really like them and it's gonna last me a really long time. But yeah, after that we kind of just hung out for a bit and then we went to get dinner. I forget what it's called. It was like Le Conde or something like that, but it was honestly just mid. It was like a fun experience and whatnot, but the food was like, it was good, but it wasn't great. But yeah, this was his birthday dinner, so that was $227.63. I believe Canadian, I'm not sure. I checked my bank thing and it's just pulled up as 227, so I don't know. Anyways, after that we went and got these like popsicle kind of things that were so good. It was so interesting. I've never seen anything like it, but it was pretty much just like gourmet popsicles and then you can like put your own toppings and stuff like that on it. I didn't realize that they charge per topping and the guy kept saying like, oh, do you want this? I was like, sure. And I just kept like, sure. So then I got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think I paid for 3 of them. So that was $30.12 American, or $40.65 Canadian. And yeah, that's kind of the end for April. These are all the kind of not regular expenses that I have. But moving on to more regular expenses, which is like rent, all that kind of stuff. So I live in a 2-bed, 1-bath, and I have a roommate right now, so we split rent, but because my room's a bit bigger, I pay a little bit more. So for rent and tenant insurance and just other little fees and stuff like that, the total is $18.26.10, which I don't know, honestly, I don't think it's too bad. Are there places that are cheaper around here? Yes, there are, but I've been living in this place for, this will be I just finished my 2nd year and then I have one more year in this place. I was in a bit of a rush to find it when I was moving in for 2nd year. So we kind of just like signed in and everything, and then I didn't want to have to move. And my roommate also liked the place, so we ended up sticking with this place. Also close to campus, pretty modern, in a good area. So yeah, it's not too bad in my opinion. But other apartment expenses include like electricity and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Our electricity varies from month to month, but I think this month was $130.62, which again, not too bad. But I also only spend like half the time here because half the time I'm at Malcolm's anyways. But so yeah, so $130.62 divided by 2. And then Wi-Fi as well is $50.85. We got a really good deal for this, so I'm super excited about that. And then that's obviously split in half as well. And yeah, the final fee I think is just my phone bill, which I believe is around $100. I'm not too sure. I could definitely find something cheaper, but because I'm always out and about and I'm like filming and stuff like that for like social media, I do need a lot of data, so that's where the big fee comes in. But yeah, I think honestly that's kind of about it. Actually, let me do a full month calculation. Give me a sec. Okay, I was too lazy to get my calculator, so I just did it on my laptop. But the grand total for all my like not necessary expenses, comes to $4,722. Not great, not as good as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, once again, it was just a really expensive month because it's like Malcolm's birthday and Sephora sale month. But yeah, total after rent and all that stuff is no. That'd be really good. But $6,778.72. Again, all in all, not a great month, but it was a very, very fun month and lots of finals and ordering out and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, just so many good memories and stuff like that. But yeah, that is the end of what I spent in the month for the month of April. Again, not every month looks the same, so if you want me to do some other months just to kind of see where my regular kind of spending is at, let me know in the comments down below. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and yeah.